Cedar Cove recap. September 13th, 2014. Season 2, Episode 9. Jack has finished his article on Luke and PTSD. Eric, now in a relationship with Rebecca, gets a call that Shelley and Adele are taking a ferry over to Cedar Cove to visit him. Justine is working on her application for grad school. Olivia and Rebecca meet. Olivia is trying to find common ground with Rebecca. Olivia heard that Rebecca went to Yale and she talks to her about it because Olivia went there too. However, Rebecca doesn't seem to know much about Yale. Peggy has been getting flowers from a secret admirer and thinks it's Colin McFadden, and she talks to Roy about it. Bob sees Peggy with Roy. Will wants to see Grace again, and she tells him to drop by her house later that day. Then she runs into Cliff, who has come home. He's hired a hand at his ranch, and he hopes to see Grace more. She says she needs their relationship to slow down. Cecilia and Ian talk on the beach. They're going to be joined by Justine and Luke. Ian talks about going to Hawaii, but Cecilia wants to save the money for a baby. He tells her that he signed up for the army again without telling her beforehand. They leave as Justine and Luke are walking up. At Olivia's office, Moon takes lunch to Olivia and talks about how much trouble Will is. Olivia asks why Will has made contact with Grace. In Seattle, Jack goes to an interview at the Seattle Courier because they liked his article on PTSD. He sees Jerry outside the building and finds out that she was the one who told the Seattle Courier about his article. She asks him to go out for a drink, saying he owes her for the job opportunity, but he says they should go out to get something to eat. Cliff goes by Grace's house and Will has let himself in. Cliff leaves. Bob confronts Peggy, telling her he saw her with Roy, but she explains that she was picking up something for her book club and ran into him. Rebecca and Eric have lunch and he breaks up with her, but she is manipulative, acting like she is okay with the breakup and he is not. Luke and Justine walk along the beach and he tells her how much his life has changed for the better because of her. Rebecca talks to Warren as he's ordering coffee, and he then asks Moon if Rebecca is single. Jack and Jerry talk over hot dogs, and we find out they were only married for 48 hours. Grace returns to her house and finds Will. Will says he's heading back. Warren tells Eric he can sign his checks and invoices now. Cecilia leaves her house, and Cecilia and Ian's relationship is rocky. Olivia tells Jack that Rebecca never went to Yale. Grace goes to Cliff's ranch, and the ranch hand Alex, who is a girl, is there. She tells Grace that she's going to stay at Cliff's cabin. Justine, still on the beach, talks to Luke, wondering if she'll be a good social worker. She almost kisses him. Rebecca, who has started to date Warren, visits him at work and pretends she doesn't know Eric. Jack gets a call from the Seattle Courier telling him he'll start Monday. He tells Olivia that Jerry was his connection for the job. Olivia says Jerry has no character.